G'day, and welcome to episode 64 of the Guy Who Sews podcast. My name is Sean, and this is my weekly podcast where I share my quilting adventures. I'd like to welcome both new and returning viewers to the podcast, but if you are new, I would love it if you take just a few moments to say hi in the comments so we all know we have a new friend. Come see what I've been working on, what I've achieved, and what's coming up in the works very soon. Let's go ahead and get started with our works in progress. The first one is the Express Yourself, which is a free pattern from Riley Blake. I have the link in the description below. And I've been showing you several different blocks I've been making out of solids out of some of the scraps from previous projects. These are the two blocks that I didn't quite get done last week. I'll show them in more detail right now. It's more like a lime green. It's not showing quite that on the camera, but it's a really pretty block. And then we'll dust off the little... you know what? That'll just stay. And this is a really nice bright yellow as well. So that's it. And in addition to that, I really wanted to try and make some progress on this. So I did a big old chain piecing party and got a lot of blocks done. I still have a few left to go, but these are the other ones I got done. And this really wonderful blue. It's a really nice, almost like royal electric blue. And then this is very much like an emerald green. And then we have a light lavender purple. And then this purplish color, I don't know what I'd really call that one. And then this is a dark purple. So I still have a few left to go. I have this blue, this yellow, and another orange or tangerine as well. And then that'll finish up the 16. So that's what I have got going on there. And then one more project, I've been working on the Trinkets by Allison Glass, which is a paid-for pattern. It's about $20, and it's a really good way to step into FPP, or foundation paper piecing. I only did one block this week, but I thought it turned out really nice, and it's supposed to look like a feather. I think once it's pieced together with another block, it's going to look a whole lot better. I just picked out scraps on this, and I think it turned out pretty well, and I didn't have to pull out my friend, Jack. So that's always awesome. So that's what I have going on in my works in progress. So let's now move on to our week in review. And if you're new to the channel, this is the series of clips that I take during the week, mostly of me sewing, but I also include the doggos and any other adventures we get up to, so I hope you enjoy. Last week I asked everybody what type of videos you'd like to see in addition to the podcast and the Saturday Morning Lives. I love seeing your feedback, and I got some really good ideas from you guys. So if you have any more, definitely let me know. And pretty much the ones that you threw out there to me, I plan to do in the very near future. So this week's question is going to be more for the Express Yourself. I've shown you several different colors. I've got reds, yellows, oranges, greens, purples, and so forth. And originally I was going to do 16 blocks, but I want to do 20. I want to make it a little longer so it's a nice lap quilt. So what other colors would you add to this quilt if you were making it? Let me know in the comments. Would you put more reds, pinks, purples, that sort of thing there as well? I'd love to hear your feedback as well, because you may actually help me decide which one I'm going to do next. So now it's time to talk about my goals. And last week I set 3 goals. The first one was to do some more work on the trinkets, which I did. The next was to do some of this Express Yourself blocks. I did about 7 or 8 of those, so that was a big fat win. And then also do some work on one of the Art East projects, and sadly that didn't get done. I just didn't have quite enough time to dedicate to that this week. I did throw out a poll this week to see which ones you wanted to see first, whether it was the Mythical Darksons or the Wizard of Oz, and the Mythical Darksons won by about 10%. So we'll do that block coming up hopefully this week. So my goal for this week is to primarily do cut out all the fabric for at least 1 or 2 more blocks for the Mythical Darksons and hopefully get them sewn together. Let me know what your goals are. So in case you missed it, I had one video come out, which was the live from yesterday morning, Breakfast with the Guy Who Sews, and I had my very special guest, Sew Becca, who came and joined me and sewed along Clue 2 of the Village Green Puzzle Mystery Quilt by Cotton Cuts. We had a bunch of fun. This is the colorway that I'm doing, and I'm going to show you my completed blocks later on in the podcast, but we had a lot of fun. We had some technical difficulties at the beginning, but you know, we powered through it. I did have to bring up my friend Jack just the one time, so that wasn't too bad. And we just had an absolute blast. If you haven't seen that video, definitely go back and check that out. It's been a lot of fun. So upcoming videos and events. This week I plan to put out my quilt show review of the Mid-Atlantic Quilt Festival. I didn't get it recorded last week, but I have everything pretty much ready to go, so I should be able to record it and put it out around the middle of this week. This Saturday morning at the Breaky of the Guy Who Sews, I'll have my special guest Martha from Martha's Creative Life. I believe we're going to do maybe some FPP projects or maybe something else. We haven't quite decided what we're going to do yet, so definitely tune in Saturday morning and find out what the two of us get up to. And then I also want to announce, you might have heard this yesterday on the live, a special announcement between myself and Becca. We have decided to do a collab together starting in May, so you have a little bit of time if you want to join in and have some fun with us. We are going to do the Elizabeth Hartman pattern. It's going to be the Panda in Sweaters pattern. You can buy it on her website or most quilt shops. It's about $10 to $12 for the pattern, and we're just going to put the quilt together on our own channel, show it on our own podcast, because she has a really cool podcast as well. If you haven't seen that, definitely check it out. Usually she's got to start putting them out on Tuesdays now, so that's really neat. And we're just going to have a lot of fun. So that doesn't start till May, so you still have time to go grab your fabric, your pattern, all that cool stuff as well if you're interested. I hope you'll join us. And now I'm really excited to be able to share with you a couple of completed blocks. Yesterday on my live, I sewed Clue 2 of the Puzzle Mystery Quilt Cotton Cuts. And if you haven't signed up for that yet and you want to, you really need to get onto that fairly soon, because the sign-ups are going to close in about 2 to 3 weeks. So if you've been on the fence about it, definitely jump off the fence, go grab it as soon as you can. They'll send you the makeup one, so that way you're not behind, and everything's pre-cut, which is really cool. But if you do, definitely use my code, which is Sean Village, and that way you get an extra free gift when they ship out your stuff. But I wanted to show you the 2 blocks that I made, which is Clue 2, and this is the first one, and I'm doing the lavender colorway, so it's a lot of purples, and I have no clue how the whole quilt design is going to be at the very end, but it's going to look really neat, I think. And then the second one is a longer one, so is it going to be part of the border or the center? Who knows? But such pretty fabrics. These are all batiks by Hoffman, and hopefully you can see it. I really like this one at the very end. So that is my completed quilt blocks, and that pretty much concludes the episode. So thank you all so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, definitely hit the like button, tell a friend, and we'll see you all in the next video. Happy sewing!